Okay, if you are in the process of building a business, creating a marketing strategy, coming up with a product idea, whatever the case may be, and you do not understand this marketing strategy or idea, you are selling yourself short and missing out on thousands and thousands of dollars in revenue. So grab your notebooks, open your notes app, and stay focused so you remember this concept when you are going back to the drawing board and doing your thing. Hello, my name is Danae. I make marketing simple. If you're interested in marketing, definitely consider subscribing and signing up for my newsletter, The Digital Marketing Diaries, which you can find in the description. So the concept I'll be talking about today is called market sophistication, and it was developed by one of the greatest copywriters of all time, Eugene Schwartz, who developed the book Breakthrough Advertising, and within it shared this concept of market sophistication, which refers to the level of awareness or understanding your target audience has in relation to the product or category that you're in. So it's about recognizing what your audience knows, understands, has seen about your industry, and what they expect out of you and others in your industry. So this awareness can range from being completely unaware to very aware, and the way you market to your audience depends on the stage that they're at. This is why it's so important, because if you write to someone at the end stage and they're at the beginning stage, the message isn't going to resonate. And if you've watched any of my videos, you definitely understand the importance of crafting copy or marketing materials in general that resonate with your audience. So now let's break down the stages of awareness of market sophistication. Level 1, we have complete market unawareness. They're completely unaware. And this is very rare in today's age for someone to create such a revolutionary product that nobody even knows what it is, why it's important, etc. At this stage, your audience is deeply unaware about the problem or how to solve it. So if you were to market to someone in this stage, you would, go in depth about the problem and how and why the solution is effective. And obviously you'd be presenting your product as this amazing solution. So a very random example is when they came out with the electric toothbrush. Here are the problems with this dumb, boring manual toothbrush, and here's why you need an electric toothbrush. And oh look, we created one. In this stage, at this time, they were presenting a solution to a problem the audience didn't even know they had, and it was extremely revolutionary. So they don't even have to go too in depth about it anyways, because it was so small and so niche and so misunderstood at the time. So at level 2, we have solution aware. This is where your audience knows about the problem that they're having, and they actually know that there are solutions out there, but they don't know about your specific offering, your specific solution. And this is because the market is starting to get a little bit crowded with solutions. So here at this stage in your marketing efforts, the differentiation would start by separating yourself from the others in the crowd by sharing your benefits. So for example, think about when food delivery services just came out. Uber Eats, DoorDash, and all the other services, they all have their little unique benefit that differentiates them from the rest. I'm sure this exists already, but this made me think about, for example, a food delivery service that just has healthier food options within it. So, any restaurant you click is gonna have your high protein meal or whatever the case may be. I think Skip the Dishes, from my understanding, it seems like Skip the Dishes presents themselves as a little bit more affordable than Uber Eats, for example. I don't really get into the food apps too much, but that's what came to my head when I was coming up with the explanation. But it's just about differentiating yourself through the unique benefit that your solution has so you can stand out in the crowded market and reach your specific audience. Because then we get to level 3, which is the more aware or the product awareness level. This is where your consumer is not only aware of the problem and the solution, they're aware of your product and how it compares to all of the other products on the market. So they're very knowledgeable, and this is usually where most brands lie in this day and age, again, because there's very few things that are, coming out that are very revolutionary. Most things are iterations on products that already exist, that are helping problems that already exist, but are just tweaked to fit a specific demographic or audience, or solve problems within products, or fix problems that products that already exist have. This specific stage is important because, again, probably the most popular, but also because this is a stage where not just sharing the benefits is important, but sharing what we would call your unique mechanism is extremely, extremely critical. And the unique mechanism is the unique way that your product or service solves a problem that your other competitors don't. So for example, there are a ton of laundry detergents when you go in the supermarket. You see, all different kinds of brands. Each of these brands have a unique mechanism, a unique selling point that they use to differentiate themselves from the other options. I also like to use the mascara example a lot. Each mascara has their unique mechanism that separates themselves from the other brands on the market. Maybe they're focused more on waterproof, maybe they're focused more on the lengthening and darkening, maybe they're more so focused on the curl effect it gives, maybe they're more so focused on how easy it is to remove, but each brand will hone in on this unique selling point. And it doesn't mean that they don't have the other aspects, but they have their unique selling point that they use to differentiate themselves. That's their unique mechanism. Their unique mechanism is the specific formula they use to darken and lengthen within one stroke. That specific phrase that I just said off the top of my head, that is the unique mechanism. So not the idea in and of itself that it is focused on lengthening, but the specific formula or the specific solution or the specific way that you do your service that separates you or your product from the others on the market. This is the most important part of the video. If you don't take away anything else from this video, it's very important that you understand this unique mechanism aspect. To go in on it a little bit more, another example is when Apple released the Retina display on their products. And their unique mechanism was how they explained that the human eye couldn't even distinguish or see the pixels. It's not just high resolution. It creates an unprecedented viewing experience that literally looks like real life. Your eyes can't even tell the difference between real life and how high quality this Retina display is. So this unique mechanism, alongside, a bunch of other things, created a clear reason why people should go with iPhone rather than another product on the market because of the quality of experience that they're going to receive from using the product. Your unique mechanism gives people a concrete reason as to why they should choose your product over your competitor's product. Even if you're selling the same thing, it's a thing that allows you to stand out. The reason I mentioned the laundry detergent thing earlier is because I work with a brand in the laundry space who has a ton of other great competitors, but the unique mechanism that we have and that we use in our digital advertising efforts allows us to really stand out and hone in and give people and give our audience a very specific reason to purchase us over them. Our competitors might be more focused on eco-friendliness and sustainability, where we might be focused more on the efficacy or the power of the product that we have to, help with your cleaning or your stain removal, for example. So moving on at level 4, we have what you could call the product advantage. And I should have said this earlier. If you're still watching, all of the names that I'm using can be changed. A lot of people have a different terminology that they use for market sophistication. So problem, unaware, solution aware, most aware, that kind of thing. There's so many different words you can use. So you're not tied to these. You can use whatever phrases makes most sense in your head. These are just my examples. So by level 4, we're calling it product advantage because you have to push the deep advantage of your product. So by this point, your audience knows about the problem, they know about the solution, they know about your competitors, they know about your unique mechanism. So you not only need to reinforce your unique mechanism, but you need to reinforce why your unique mechanism gives an even bigger advantage to them than the competitors. So as you can see, it just is a huge transition. Like every stage, it's like, okay, this happened. Now we need to iterate on this. Now we need to ensure that they know this, and this, but really focus in on these two aspects here. So you need to reiterate your unique mechanism at stage 4, but you also need to reinforce the benefits that your specific unique mechanism gives them and why it's better than all of the other markets. So this is for a very saturated market. There's a lot of people selling, a lot of people trying to stand out in different ways. How can you go the extra mile and stand out in a specific way and emphasize how you stand out in that specific way? So the Aura ring I would like to use for this level example because, the fitness tracker market, I would say, is pretty filled with a lot of different products. You have your Apple Watch, your Fitbit, all these different trackers that you can get. The Aura ring differentiated themselves in a couple ways. It was definitely more they created a product that is more seamless and discreet. It's like more classy to wear. A lot of people who might, not want to wear, including me, to be honest, not want to wear a big Apple Watch on their wrist, might be more interested in this ring. It might go more with their daily attire and that kind of thing. But they also introduced more personalized, for example, sleep monitoring, and honing in on this unique mechanism, this thing that they had, and emphasizing not just, okay, yeah, we can track all of these things, but we specifically track your sleep, which is important so you can go, do this, this, and this. Or we specifically track your body temperature, which can help you replace birth control. I see a lot of women when they're talking about the Oura Ring, the first kind of thing they mention is that they came off birth control, and they associate the Oura Ring with solving their problem with coming off birth control because they can track their temperature and know when they're fertile and all that kind of stuff. So emphasizing, but pretty much all of the other trackers can do the same things, but they honed in on this unique mechanism or this unique feature and why it's important and how their product has an advantage over other brands in this specific area. You're not only giving them a clear reason why they should choose you with the unique mechanism, but a more compelling reason by emphasizing the benefits of the unique mechanism, which leads us to stage 5, the most saturated market. You can call this market saturation, most saturated, whatever. At level 5, the market is extremely saturated. You could say the audience is the most sophisticated. So at all the other levels, the audience isn't as sophisticated or as knowledgeable on all of the problem, benefits, unique mechanisms, but at this stage, they know everything. And because of this, they're very skeptical of what you have to offer. So at this stage, it's not about proving why you solve their problem and how you have a unique mechanism at all. It's more about creating a new emotion or a new desire for that specific thing. So you really have to think outside of the box, and it's a lot less strategic and logical and analytical and more so creative. So how can we create a new motion, idea, or reason as to why they should opt into this product or service? So for example, let's say Tesla with electric cars. Electric cars existed before Tesla, but with their branding and their identity, they focused on the kind of bigger picture. So they really honed in and emphasized this new desire to create a new world that transitioned totally into sustainable energy, and all of their, child brands or businesses around it also focused on this same idea. So it kind of created this mission, this cult-like audience, and this broader vision as a whole appealed to this audience and released a new emotion or desire within them. This desire to be a part of something big, to be a part of something new. The desire went way beyond just owning an electric vehicle. It was more compelling. It provided a more emotional and compelling desire to be a part of something big. And on top of that, used other things like the structure, design, the person behind the brand, and all that kind of stuff. But what's most important is the new desire, new emotion, new connection that the audience had towards this specific brand, rather than selling it as, this is an electric vehicle, this is all the stuff electric vehicles can do, but rather the greater mission behind it. So at level 5, when your market is extremely saturated, I guess, for example, like, lip gloss, it's just right here on my desk, so I thought of it, makeup, when it comes to beauty, skincare, hair, there's tons and tons of products out there. So it then does become more about the broader vision, the broader mission, and building a cult-like audience through creating a new desire, something that people can latch on to and connect with real authentically. And that kind of just ties in general to the era we're in digital marketing, where there's a lot of stuff out there. If you want to really stand out, you do what works, but you also really try hard to think outside the box and create something new. So Eugene, back in the day, still knew what he was talking about, because it's very relevant today. And now hopefully you can see with everything we've discussed, the level of skepticism increases as the level of sophistication increases. So you have to change your marketing strategy accordingly. So if you're in the process of building a business or coming up with a product idea, this will be very helpful for you to think about how you can go into the market and differentiate yourself right off the bat. And if you you already have this business and you're looking to create a new strategy, hopefully this information allows you to kind of think about your competitors, think about what you're doing to stand out, and how you can maybe differentiate what you're doing. So I hope you learned something new. If you did, again, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and signing up for my free newsletter, The Digital Marketing Diaries, which you can find in the description, and we will talk soon.